hi there, you know, I'm driving, but just sitting there thinking, you know what's crazy is humanity thinking that it's like at the top of the food chain or at the pinnacle of intelligence or existence or anything like that. We're extremely low on the hierarchy of hierarchies in the interdimensional beings. I mean, humans are a mixture of 13 higher races. It's only going to be 12, but the reptilians insisted on being involved, and not only were they involved, but we have a reptilian heart, brain, lymph system, all that. The reptilians think that they are the supreme, because they have not evolved at all. Like, they're kind of like humans, like their IQ and stuff doesn't get, they don't evolve. It doesn't, you know, over time their IQ doesn't get increase, you know, as a species, just like humans. Now, in humans, it's because we were created that way. Like with a cap, we can't, the human mind is only allowed to get so intelligent, okay? But the reptilian, I would imagine that it's the exact same thing with the reptilians. They were capped at a certain level by whoever, you know, ultimately they have a creator. But they take that as they are perfect, and so that's why they haven't evolved, because they're perfect. They're already perfect. It's not necessarily the case. Most of them are extremely malevolent. They do not like humans. You know, and I can see why that, you know, that why many humans wouldn't be liked. I mean, the more and more that I watch humans, it's disturbing. I certainly don't identify as like one of these animalistic humans. I never have. I've never really been. I don't know. I've just never really been normal per se, like per this world's standards, and that's fine, because I don't want to be normal in a sick society. And it's an extremely sick society. But what I'm thinking is, you know, I think humanity acting as if they are so holier than thou when they're just so dumbed down and just lack so much knowledge. I mean, you know, even myself, I mean, you know, I lack a lot of knowledge as far as spiritual matters and what all's out there and what can be done and you know, but I have a whole lot more knowledge than the average person on how this reality works as far as from a material world perspective. There are families that control essentially all of the narratives. You know, I mean, you know, when you own every media company or when you own the banks or what have you, you have that kind of power. So it's what they want. And then there's several different families that make up the they, and I think there's power struggles in between them. Now, we have to consider that there are inevitably extraterrestrial factions backing these families. So, you know, I think that is who it matters who's backing them. Regardless of who it is and what it is, it's a war of the mind ultimately, and we've got to be able to control our thoughts and our fears. And I mean, they're using fear as a weapon. You know, people are afraid of their own neighbor. What are they going to do if creatures come out the sky? And I really think that they're going to unveil themselves soon. I think that this holier-than-thou attitude and humans, you know, thinking they know best and stuff like that has made a lot of these, especially the more malevolent ones, think, you know, we're going to show them. And And, you know, if there's benevolent creatures out there, I mean, they need to come help. I mean, you know, we're at a loss here. We need to figure out something to do. How to get these people to figure out that you can't comply with this. I mean, we've got to start talking about the fact that, you know, this isn't going back to normal, okay? And normal, I mean, you know, I mean, it's already to the point that, like, the average person, you ask them why they're wearing a mask and they don't know. Because everyone else is, essentially. Yeah, well, I mean, they make me actually sick. I mean, I wear them on the bus for 20 minutes, and yeah, I know I shouldn't wear them then and all this, but I haven't been into the doctor to get some kind of a letter of exemption, and that's what they require for you to be able to get out of it on the freaking transit. So, I mean, I may do that, but I just haven't done it yet. I mean, but, you know, I don't put my nose in them and stuff, but they still, my face starts sweating, I get heart palpitations. Every time I get a splitting headache and I get nauseous by the time I'm at my 20-minute destination. And that is not normal. And it's happened 3 weeks in a row now, every single time. It's only wearing that mask. I mean, they make me sick. So I'm concerned. My kids have to go back to school. My son, you know, he will be fine. But my daughter, my 8-year-old, I'm a little concerned with. She doesn't want to go back. I don't want her to go back. I wish I had the means to do a lot of things. But I'm going to stitch her one with holes in it, though. That's what I'm going to do. Like the cloth, like where there are folds, you can make a hole there in the slit. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, just take it one day at a time. But I do think it's very important still to be positive, to inject as much positivity into the realm, to try to have fun, to try to let go and laugh, get out into nature, have, you know, and if you don't ponder things like your existence, or why are we here, or who created us, or, you know, who created all this, you know, maybe you should start. I mean, you can't just, I don't know. I mean, to me, part of the joy in life is seeking knowledge about these matters. But, I mean, I guess for everybody it isn't. But I still think it's really important to question, you know, what you're doing and what you stand for. And whatever you really stand for, screw what your neighbor stands for. You need to stick to your guns. Have a good day.